My bad. All right, welcome back, friends. Section 5. Mary taught Jesus in his sacred humanity to pray, and we must learn from her. Yes, Christian theology confesses a profound mystery. Jesus Christ is true God and true man, and in his divinity, he is eternally one with the Father. In his humanity, he learns, develops, and grows as every human child does. This truth, solemnly defined by the church, um, allows us to make an extraordinary claim with complete confidence. Mary, in her maternal vocation, taught Jesus to pray according to his sacred humanity. This is not a diminution of Christ, it is the glory of the Incarnation. The eternal Son truly assumed our nature, embracing its pattern of growth. St. Luke tells us that Jesus increased in wisdom and in stature in favor with God and man. Growth in wisdom includes genuine human learning, and within that development, Mary plays an essential role. She does not teach the eternal Word how to be God. She teaches him how to express as man the perfect communion he possesses by nature. She forms his human voice with the rhythms of Israel's prayer. She shapes his early understanding of the Psalms, the feasts, the blessings, and the language of praise. Mary's own interior life becomes the environment in which Jesus' human prayer unfolds. She who pondered the mysteries of God in her heart ponders the growth of her Son. Teresa of Avila emphasizes the importance of example and atmosphere in forming souls in prayer, noting that hearts are shaped by what they see and by those who love surrounds them. There is no earthly example more perfect for the child Jesus than the immaculate heart of his mother. Aquinas helps articulate the theological precision behind this mystery. Christ's soul is filled with grace, yet he allows that grace to operate through the genuine processes of human development. His human intellect and will are real and active. They're not overwhelmed or bypassed by his divinity. This means the child Jesus truly experiences learning proper to human life. And within this framework, Mary's instruction is not symbolic but real. St. John Henry Newman reflects on this with characteristic insight, calling the Holy Family the school of the gospel, the first place where Christian virtue is lived and learned. Nazareth becomes the hidden monastery of the Christian world, the home where prayer forms the atmosphere of daily life. If Jesus in his human nature learned to pray within Mary's maternal presence, then it follows that we, adopted children of God, must look to her as teacher as well. Mary's mission does not end in Nazareth. She continues to form Christians in prayer, guiding them as she once guided her son. The saints testify that Mary never draws souls away from Christ, but always leads them to him. Louis de Montfort writes that Mary's influence is gentle yet decisive. She forms Jesus in us as she once formed him in Nazareth. Mary teaches dispositions rather than techniques. She teaches listening before speaking, surrender before acting. To follow Christ is to desire his mind and his heart. If the human heart of Jesus was formed in the school of Mary, then our hearts will be formed most fruitfully there as well. The Incarnation reveals not only who God is, but how he sanctifies us. He begins in a home, through a mother, in silence and prayer. And the same pattern continues in Christian life. We grow into Christ when we allow Mary to draw us into the school of Nazareth, where she once taught her son to pray and now teaches us to do the same. So the reflection question for this section is, how might I invite Mary this week to shape my prayer as she once shaped the human prayer of Jesus?
We're in a difficult position within the Christian community right now because, Satan cannot abide Mary. He can't stay away from her, but he also can't abide her. And it becomes very challenging to to see the disconnection between people who have a normal human love and respect for their mother, just in general, the way that they interact with their own mother, who, if we follow Aquinas, where we're supposed to be seeing that grace builds on nature, right? That they cannot transfer that natural affection to their own mother, to the life of a supernatural family with the Blessed Mother being given to us by Christ Himself at the cross. So it makes it very challenging for people to be willing to yield to her instruction because they don't love her. So it's very important that we who do love her, who do understand this appropriate role that she has in our lives, are more faithful sons and daughters of her instruction, right? The only way that she will become, I mean, she herself said that all generations would call her blessed. And we live in a time when it seems very few people are willing to do that, right? We do just come from the situation, kind of a heartfelt surprise to see the White House addressing her Immaculate Conception in such a very beautiful way, December 8th. People can go back and look out at the press release that the White House made. Small incremental changes like that, where she is given the right place that she ought to have, the right level of respect, will go a long way, I think, to being able to allow her really to instruct the hearts of her children. Because if God longs for our salvation more than we do, so does His mother, right? His mother, who
Exactly.
knows Christ with the most profound intimacy. No one could know our Lord better than Our Lady. And if our Lord wants us to be united with Him in heaven, surely Our Lady does as well. And she's a gentle mother.
She sure.
She holds back all the chastisements. She holds back all the punishments, and she carries those wounds, that intense image of Our Lady's sorrows, right? She carries all of those wounds within herself, um, out of love for us. And so to turn to her, particularly at the beginning of this new year, where that first day of the year, January 1st, right, is always in honor of Mary, Mother of God, uh, because the church puts a profound exclamation point that the teaching of the children of the church must be underneath the tutelage of the Blessed Mother. It's just a profound exclamation point there.
It exactly is. All right, friends, we'll pick up in the next episode. We'll look and see what Bishop Schneider has to think of this book in his recommendation. Till then, Fides.